Hey, what's up, everybody? Back again for another Wrestle Line with John Scott, and this time we are watching WrestleMania 29. That's right, CM Punk versus The Undertaker, and at this point, The Undertaker's streak is on the line. So it's a big match. So as always, please go to your WWE network, fire your network up, and I'll give you the time. We're going to go to 1 hour, 44 minutes and 4 seconds. That's 1 hour, 44 minutes and 4 seconds. So put this on pause while you guys find that, and then come back to me when you have on 1 hour, 44 minutes and 4 seconds. And on the count of one, we're all going to press play. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And here we go. You should have a nice image of Punk and Taker on your screen as it goes in. So this match, WrestleMania 29, took place April 7th, 2013. Such a kind of a while ago now, this, isn't it? Unbelievable how time flies. This come from MetLife Stadium. It was quite a big deal at the time. This had quite a lot of key matches on it. We had Triple H taking on Brock Lesnar. We had John Cena and The Rock 2, the rematch from the one what was a once in a lifetime match was almost twice in a lifetime, obviously. And yeah, kind of a solid card, I would say. In fact, this only actually had 9 matches, which I didn't realise until looking over this. But as you can see in the background, they're showing the usual video package before the match, and I can't say I really recall too much of the build-up, but I do remember this whole Punk stealing the urn stuff and having some sort of power over the Undertaker, and of course Paul Bearer was heavily involved in the some of the stuff, and then because they used, Paul in the angle, obviously after he'd passed, so they I guess it's what Paul Bearer would have wanted nothing less, to be honest with you. As we see another Paul Heyman. Now Paul Heyman this night had a very important role in. I think he was probably, I'm not too sure, but you remember when managers used to come out of the old WrestleManias about 3 or 4 times with different people. This was like another one of those opportunities where they did that, because at the time Paul Heyman was not only manager to Punk, but he was also manager to Brock Lesnar, and that would all come to a head later in the year. But I thought it was pretty cool because they did it in a way where they didn't have segments together. They didn't put Punk, Heyman and Brock all in the ring, which in a lot of ways would have really watered it down. Instead, they kept them separate, and it made it so much better because it looked like 2 huge separate entities, and I quite enjoyed that part of it. It's worth pointing out that at this point, I think that obviously Undertaker had come off of a hell of a rivalry with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, over 4 years really, that culminated the year before. So this was kind of a fresh matchup for him. On the Red Bull tonight, as we're looking at this match. Obviously when this goes out, probably be, I think I'm putting this out on Thursday, but I'm actually recording this Wednesday night, and I've had a kind of a day of quite a few interviews. I want you guys to stick around, by the way, after this, because later on, this one's going to go out in the morning of Thursday, but later on I had Mariah May on as a guest, and we were chatting for 2 hours, over 2 hours, all about her career in the UK, her WWE tryout, all her video content stuff, and we also did like a big preview for this weekend's WrestleMania, which was really, really cool because I haven't had the opportunity to sort of like interact with somebody talking about the event, so it was quite cool to see what other people thought was going to happen, especially from her perspective, being a wrestler in that. So check that out. That is going to come out, I think, around 4 o'clock today, depending on when you're listening to this. But this one's going out first. So you get 2 podcasts today. This one and the one with Mariah May on as a guest. And I've also got a couple more interviews coming. And just while this... I love this tune, by the way, Cult of Personality. This is a great track. And they actually... I forgot that they did this live for CM Punk at this show, but it was pretty cool. I only heard about this, just sidetracking away here a little bit, but I only heard about this track when they inducted Stone Cold Steve Austin, which was like WrestleMania 25. So like 4 years prior to this. Like, so I found out about this song. Like, I'd never heard it ever in the UK. Like, I just, something for some unknown reason just never got played here. And if it did, it certainly wasn't like a lot, because I'd never heard it. And when it got played for Steve Austin's induction, I was like, man, that goes really well. Like, Cult of Personality, it was a great tribute to Steve Austin. And then obviously CM Punk picked it up when he re-signed with WWE, and yeah, it fit pretty well with him as well. I mean, he would go on and use it in the UFC later on. And of course, other wild fact with this is to date, as we talking now, this is actually surprisingly CM Punk's final WrestleMania outing. Will he get another WrestleMania? I used to say never with CM Punk, but when you're a wrestling fan, you never say never. So I think this is this could definitely happen. Yeah. Anyway, I was digressing a little bit from sidetracking what I was talking about just a second ago. I have got a big name coming on next Monday for our WrestleMania review, and I'm not going to give it away because it's quite a big name drop, and I just want everybody to tune in. It's going to be well worth your time because you're going to get a perspective. I don't want to say too much because I think people will start guessing, and then you're either going to be disappointed or surprised. I don't see how you can be disappointed, but I don't want people to sort of guess it just yet. But it's a big name in the UK. Let's put it that way. Like one of the biggest, if not maybe the biggest. But let's just say that much. I'm really, really excited to have him on to talk wrestling. It is a he, I'll give you that much. He's UK, but that's all I'm giving you. So have a guess until that point. But please tune in. It's going to be really cool. On the Sunday for the Saturday review, because there's obviously like 2 nights to this WrestleMania, I've got a special guest coming on as well from 1310. And that's going to be pretty cool because we're going to, he's a big wrestling fan, and so we're going to go through the matches with him. We're also going to talk about 1310, the brand, which gives me a good opportunity to talk about them now, as I'm already talking about it, because the Undertaker entrance, as phenomenal as it is a long one, so it'll give me an opportunity to really talk about 1310. Now, I put these guys over every opportunity I can. 1310 appeal. Check them out. Like I always say, it's really, really good quality clothing. What I like about it is the material. It's good on the skin. Not only is it that, the designs are fantastic. They got different different styles that you can buy into. There's joggers, there's caps, there's hoodies, there's tracksuits, and of course there's t-shirts that you would see around to various British wrestling shows. Like literally, if you've been to a UK show, you're bound to see somebody wearing it. And it's really got out there. Obviously, like they sponsor athletes and people working in wrestling. In my videos, I'm wearing them quite a bit, so you would see it on there. So check out 1310appeal.bigcartel.com. They're also on Twitter at 1310 app. They're on Instagram, 1310 appeal. And just for you guys, just for my listeners here, we have got a special code that you can use to get 15% off your order. So use the code WrestleLine. That's it. Just one word, WrestleLine. 15% off your order. Fantastic deal. Go ahead, check 1310 out, help the show, and be much, much appreciated. But we're going to have them on Saturday, so that's going to be cool. I'm really looking forward to that. Be nice to sit down and have a chat. Sunday. I keep saying all the wrong days here. Sunday. Got to get used to this. Every day at the moment is kind of coming across the same with this whole isolation stuff going on. I tell you, I hope every one of my listeners out there, you guys are doing okay. I got a couple of interesting emails actually, and about a couple of you guys that are a little bit struggling. And I tell you what, it makes me feel very, very thankful that I am where I am, because it could be a lot worse somewhere else. And but I want to thank those people for reaching out. It was really nice, like some of the feedback, and nice that you guys are checking out the podcast. And I'm really, really appreciative that I'm giving you something to take your minds off it. And that's cool. I'm glad people getting my sense of humour. I think I'm very sarcastic, as you can probably tell. Okay, let's talk more about the match. I'm rambling on here, but this is obviously a very, very long entrance. Maybe one of the longest entrances of all times. The Undertaker. I'm just trying to think. Like, I'm sure there is a slower one, but I mean the Undertaker as himself, not this particular entrance. I'm just talking about Undertaker in general, other than when he was the American Badass. Also, guys, email me at wrestleline.co.uk. That's email at wrestleline.co.uk. I'm interested to hear your thoughts about the Undertaker's big shift in character, because I know everybody's been saying he's back to being the American Badass, but I'm old enough to remember Mean Mark from WCW, and that character that he is at the moment reminds me more of that. He was like a tag team with I think it was Dan Spivey in WCW, and it reminded me more of that. I'm really pleased though that obviously I'm a massive Undertaker fan, like we see here, but I think for the AJ match, like the way it's been presented, I think it makes perfect sense to really go that way and change. I wish he'd have done that against like when he'd done the John Cena thing, which was a total washout really by the end of it, as we all know. But I wish he'd have kind of come out like that back then. Not maybe as the American Badass, but like as he is now, like a different incarnation. But I thought it was pretty cool. As we see CM Punk taking it to the Undertaker. Now, obviously, I'm a massive CM Punk fan as well as I am the Undertaker, and you've got two incredibly gifted wrestlers here. But to see this match is a bit of a dream match, really, isn't it? When you look back on it as a match put together, this goes down as surely like one of the ones you'd have wanted to put together. And if it didn't happen, people would have said, "What if?" I'm sure, but I think the unfortunate thing for me, the only thing that I didn't like about this road to WrestleMania in particular, is the fact that they wanted The Rock and John Cena to be for the title, which meant that CM Punk's huge run with the title, which by the way, I think most people kind of come to realise now that title was sort of defended more on a sort of like a semi-main event every night, because it was like it was overshadowed by the other title most of the time. But I think that if CM Punk would have maybe had the title to come into this for this match here with the Undertaker, I'm pretty sure this match would have Like, because I think from what I remember about this match, it was pretty well done. But I mean, I think it just would have added